Hello, lovely stuff. Checking back in with you guys. Welcome back to my channel. What I'm talking about today, I think anybody can relate because I feel like this subject has been on my mind and on my heart to talk about, but I've been putting it off. But recently, something happened where it triggered me. I'm like, I need to talk about this. Somebody needs to hear this. Somebody maybe can benefit from my situation where an ex, okay, which can symbolize something from your past, okay? It doesn't have to just be an ex. It could be something you thought you were over, something you thought you had dealt with, something that you thought you had done. Hopefully not suppressed, because when you don't heal and deal, then that becomes suppression, and eventually what has been pushed down will eventually erupt and grow bigger and make things worse, right? But the negative words, the whole thing where it says, oh, words don't hurt, and sticks and stones may break my bones, but your words will never hurt me. Actually, words do hurt. Words get in your mind. Words get in your spirits. Words seem to be able to control you or keep you in a certain place or grow you, depending on what you're saying to yourself or what you allowing someone else to say to you or what you are choosing to internalize for yourself, right? With this situation, I was just like, all I've ever been trying to do is, make peace, be cordial, keep good communication, keep people informed of whatever is going on. Just that way there's no confusion. But yet, some people will try to keep confusion going. For what? Because they choose to stay stuck in a negative way of thinking, or what their perception or what they want to say about you will keep you at a place that is not even true. That is not even you. Maybe at one point, the littlest thing could have made someone feel a certain way, and they want to keep you in that box or keep you confined. And it's just like, what? No. And the fact that they want to spew it out of their mouth and try to project it and make you feel a certain way, like, I don't have to be that. I don't have to walk in that. That's not who I am. I don't receive that. And I'm sorry that you feel that way. And I pray that you don't feel that way about your own self and that you're not staying stuck in that way. Because it's like, why else would they try to keep someone at that point? Like, there has to be true healing, growth, and evolution. I just feel like, if you don't do the work, you're not going to see the evidence and the fruit of it. And when that happened to me, I was just like, man, this really hurts. Like, why does this hurt? Like, I felt like I dealt with this situation. I felt like I handled it to the best of my ability. I tried to be clear. I tried to be mindful. I apologized on the things of my end. But then it reminded me, just because you apologize doesn't mean someone has to accept it. It doesn't mean that they have to forgive you. But what you do have to do is forgive yourself. What you do have to do is grow and evolve from the things and the mistakes that you have made. You can't control nobody else. You can't make someone else see you in a better light. No matter what you're doing, you can do everything that person asks you to do, and they're still going to find fault with you some kind of way. You can kiss the ground that they walk on. You can give them all the money in the world. You can do whatever, but they are still going to feel like they're supposed to treat you in a negative way just because. And it's like, you can't control them, but you can control you. You can control how you perceive things. You can control how you do things. You can control where you allow yourself to stay. You can stay stuck in that same place where that person has told you that you are, even if you ain't did none of those things, even if you're not even behaving in that way. Someone will tell you, oh, you ugly, oh, you ain't nothing, you nothing without me, you ain't gonna never do this and never do that, and you want nothing when I met you. Then why did you get with me? I don't know. That's a relationship question. This is a place where I just feel like, okay, obviously there was something that was good. because no one's gonna give up their time, attention, and all the things that come in a relationship if they didn't see anything good. But again, with relationships, people change, people evolve, people are no longer the representatives, right? And when you put all your cards on the table, the other person might not even put their cards on the table ever. And some people, when we're talking about addressing and apologizing and growing and changing and forgiving, some people never think they do anything wrong. They will never take ownership of it. They feel like, they're the best things since sliced bread. They're the cleanest things since the white on the bread. Like, everybody has something that they have contributed to in this world that is not positive, that's not good, and some things we're not so proud of. We can hold our head in shame, right? But the thing is, you don't have to stay down. You don't have to stay bound. You can come out of it. You don't got to be contained and confined. I was just sharing this with my friend, like, somebody's go out of their way to belittle you, to make you feel less than, when it's so much easier to let that person go. Like, why are you still trying to hold me in a negative place or say these things? At this point, it's just like, are you getting pleasure out of being evil and negative? Why are you doing that? You're telling someone how terrible they were or how terrible you think they are. Like, do you think people just stay stuck in one place and never move, never grow, staying stuck? Even if those things are true or were true, let's not say are, were true. I feel like you're supposed to grow and change. But some people may not ever be happy with who they are. They may appear that way. They may have their resume, because that's a word that is used often, right? The resume. But not all resumes are selected. Not all resumes look good. All resumes ain't formatted right. And what someone is saying they are qualified, they're really not. But then they want to put it on someone else. Well, I've taken ownership. Did you? I've done some work to grow. Did you? But that's the thing. And I was just like, man, this is so real. And you guys, I'm being so transparent. I was told one time, you need to tell your story. And it's like, at first I was just like, why should I say my side? Because that person, is so well known and everyone's going to just believe their side. And it's just like, I don't want to have to go through the hoops of proving what I did or didn't do, or why I did or didn't do something. And it's just like, they already have formulated and they've already planted seeds, and people going to believe what they believe. And even if some of those things were true, it's just like, people grow, people stumble, and half the time it's because someone else has led them there. Then they want to be like, oh, well, you did this. Okay. But you had something to do with it. You were right there kind of dangling the carrot. That's just like someone saying, don't go in the cookie jar. I just made some fresh baked cookies, knowing that person loves cookies. I'm going to withhold it from you so that it's even more temptation. It's like, I know that you really, really love cookies, but I ain't giving you none. Right? Then that person go get a cookie, and it's just like, oh, I knew you were gonna get a cookie. Right. Just like the thief and the robber, like, oh, they shouldn't have broken my car, even though all my PlayStation 5 and my purse and all the $500,000 I had on the seat. Like, that, you're not supposed to tempt people. And then when they do, like, shun them. No. Where's your accountability? Where's your responsibility? The robber can be like, oh, yeah, I took it. It was right there. And it kept being like a hungry person who ain't had nothing to eat all on a road trip. And then, I don't eat McDonald's, which I don't eat McDonald's. I try not to eat McDonald's, let me say that. Then you're like, man, I ain't eating about 15 hours. Here goes McDonald's. Never say never. And never say that you won't be in that situation, because you very well might find yourself in that situation. Anyone else find themselves in a situation they said they would never be in? I'm just saying. And the thing is, once you find yourself in a place of thinking, a place of doing, a place of saying that you are not proud of, you don't got to stay there. There is so much things. I'm sorry, guys. I'm filming a little bit late today. And I wasn't feeling the greatest over the week, kind of nausea. And it's like, I knew I shouldn't be eating no fried food. I've been doing pretty good. And here I am eating some fried food and all this other stuff, macaroni, all this, this stuff that I don't eat on a normal basis. Not to say I'm just a super healthy guru or vegan or anything. I'm not none of that. I just try to make healthier decisions. But I like my food. I love food. I'm a foodie. I like going to restaurants. I like trying new things. I like cooking, all that stuff. But it had me a little bit nauseous, and I'm just like nauseous. Not it didn't matter. Pepto Bismol, all my little home remedies. I just still was feeling ill to my stomach. Thankfully, I didn't have anything, happen. I'm feeling a lot better today. I'm still not my 100% self, but I'm thankful to God for able to get on here and share with you guys that sometimes people will come, or sometimes the enemy will come, and I'm not going to call the person an enemy, but I'll say the enemy will try to use situations and things, that will try to rob you of your joy, to stop you in your tracks and make you feel like, well, maybe they're right. Well, what if I am? Why did they do this? And it's like, God is not the author of confusion. He does not want you to be questioning and worried and scared and mad and upset and staying, in a state of confusion, because He gives us clarity. He gives us revelation. He sets our foot on paths that are light because He is the light. And I tell you, when that kind of stuff come along, it's like all you can do is be like, okay, I did all I know to do. For a second, it hurt. I'm human. I'm like, oh, ouch. That kind of hurt a little bit. But I'm like, you know what? I'm going to just pray that you grow and evolve and heal and get what you need to do to come out of that, because I'm doing that. But we all are not always ready to see this, to see ourselves. Doing the work requires seeing ourselves. Being accountable, being responsible. If someone feels like they are never wrong, everyone else is an idiot, everyone else is stupid, everyone else is out here doing this and that, even though they're doing some things themselves, they don't see themselves as wrong. They don't see themselves as anything less than human and the greatest of the humans. And it's just like, you have to have some humility in life, and if not, life will humble you. I've had some very humiliating situations, some very humbling experiences, some very embarrassing experiences. So another reason we need to get a hold of self and do the work is so that we're not living and doing things that we're always like, ooh, I don't want no one to see that. Ooh, I don't want no one to think that, because then if you're already doing walking in the light, then you don't have to really. If you stumble, you stumble. But I'm talking about living the lifestyle, because it follows you, and it's not always pretty. But I just got on here real quick to say that please don't let someone else's words define you. If people think abuse is just a black eye or a choking or, something on the physical form, okay? But that's not it. That's not it at all. There's financial abuse, there's mental abuse, there's emotional abuse, Here I go again, guys. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. Please excuse me. Like I said, I'm filming pretty late, but I really wanted to get on here and get this information out, and I don't want to edit this part out. So this is real. This is me. This is me not, forsaking my comfort level just for a second, so that way I can give someone who needs to hear that you don't have to be bound or confined or imprisoned with the negative thoughts that come in your mind based off of what somebody else has said or done to you. That at that time you did not know who you were, and you thought that you were doing something greater by accepting these things. You thought it was love by accepting those things and staying right in that place. But honey, let me tell you, that is the lowest self-esteem. That is the lowest self-care that you can give to yourself. And by doing that, by allowing that, that person will continue to ruin your life, to continue to keep you confined, to continue to do things that are not agreed upon by God. Because God says you are the head and not the tail. He says you are above and not beneath. He says you are beautiful and wonderfully made, whether you are a man or a woman. Because women do have some, things that they can make a man feel less than or whatever. And that man feels like his ego is hurt and like he ain't doing nothing. But he out here busting his butt and doing the best for his family. So I challenge anyone that is under the sound of my voice to take the beam out of your own eye and also forgive the other person, because it even says forgive them for they know not what they do. So it's like sometimes people do know what they're doing, but they are living their best life. They're doing whatever they want to do in their life while you're staying stuck in a pity party. You cannot stay stuck in that pity party. You cannot stay stuck where you are feeling low, because you were called to greater. You were called to higher. And I do ramble sometimes, you guys, so I do apologize if my stories are kind of here and there. But overall, what I'm trying to say on tonight is, even if it's not from the past, where someone is, come back to try to keep you confined and bound or negative or hurting you, because they're still hurting. They haven't taken the time to do the work and want to blame everyone else, when there were situations happening prior to you being in their life, prior to you doing anything, and even you not trying to do anything intentionally to hurt someone, and even apologizing and asking for forgiveness after, where people want to hold you, grudges, and just you blame, but it's just like, instead of doing this, do this. Look in the mirror and see what's your place in it. So I challenge you to look at yourself, and I challenge you to forgive yourself, forgive them. And after a while, we can only blame what happened to us to not continue to do things in our life for so long. At some point, you have to say, okay, that really hurt. I never saw that coming. I didn't intend for this to happen. I didn't want this to happen. Or I tried to love through it. I tried to be long-suffering. I tried to be patient. I tried praying. Whatever it is that you did to make the situation better, and you feel like it still ain't working, be released. Be released. No longer held, no longer bound, no longer in prison. Let it go. Just like that little song Frozen. I did not like that song. I just kept on playing it. Let it go. Let it go. Oh my goodness. I'm just like, oh, please just let it go. Let him go so she can stop singing the song, Lord. But no, in all actuality, that movie probably helped little kids understand it's not okay to hold grudges, because it makes you sick inside, really. It makes you hurt inside, really. It makes you rotting inside and being stagnant, because you can't really flourish when you hold on to stuff and it's keeping you bound and it's keeping you in a place that ain't good. So let it go. And if it's not a past thing, if it's an actual present thing, no, you don't got to live like that. You don't got to stay in that place. Come out of that place. There are too many hotlines and places people can go. Call a friend, call a family member, a church member, someone, your neighbor, because you don't want to be, what's the word I want, a tenant. It makes me think of a relationship I had to get out of, that I had to leave my own house. Had to leave my house, pack up my children in my house, because as long as I stayed there, I was pretty much being that doormat. I was pretty much the doormat, welcoming any and everything that was coming my way. But then I said, I gotta remove myself from the situation. I gotta stand up for me and my babies. And if I didn't have my babies, if you don't have any babies, stand up for yourself. No matter what you feel like you don't have yet, because it's coming. When you start to do these steps, it's going to come your way. Because God doesn't want us to be in a way. He wants to serve and protect us. He loves us, right? He keeps us. He provides for us. So when you decide to break out of those chains, and I challenge you to listen to one of my favorite songs, Something Has to Break. And then there's another one by the same artist. It's called, let's see, Break Every Chain, right? Tasha Cobbs, Kiera Shear. I'm naming those people because I really admire those women who can help you reach down and really get some things broken off your life through the power of gospel singing and prayer. Which that helped me a lot. Having someone to pray with me, talk with me, speak life into me, getting into the word, getting into gospel. Not to say you have, I mean, everyone's on different levels and growth places in their walk with God, but I challenge you to get a relationship with God, and He will strengthen you and show you and give you resources to come out of the things that are not like Him, that are not for you, because His will is to give you great things. Yea, yea, and amen. And when you desire to leave the things of negative behind, He will give you His riches and glory according to His plan for your life. And I believe it, and I've lived it, and I know it. So there were some very, very dark places in my life that I did not think I was ever going to overcome. But when I cried, literally cried, and I also cried out to God, those tears were not in vain. The tears are not in vain. You are watering. You are watering the soil that someone else put on you. They felt was so dirty, but really it was the nutrients to help grow you and get you from that dark place, push through the soil and become a beautiful, beautiful flower. And that's what we're growing on this channel. That's why I call this channel my lovely garden, the lovely flower, because even with one flower, we are able to use those seeds of positivity and change to help someone else grow. Thus, we have a garden of beautiful, different types of flowers at different levels of bloom that are doing great things. Continue to reach up toward the things of heaven. Look up toward the hills and let all the tears you cried now come back to you as water like never before, ever flowing. Okay, I challenge you to seek ye the Lord, and also to look within. Know that you are stronger and powerful than you even think. And I speak it to you because I want you to live it out. My goodness, it is so important to not let other people control us in the mind. Have a renewed mind every day. Let your thought process start to change. Write some things out. Do things that's going to make you feel like you can. Look and see what your qualifications are, because you have it. That person wants to tell you that you ain't nothing, you ain't gonna never make it without them, because they want you to depend on them, but we are supposed to depend on God. He is a true source, He is a true provider, and they wouldn't even have it if it wasn't for God. Oh my goodness, I just tell you. Some things like that really are mind-boggling. It's like, really? Wow. Then you say, ouch, that hurt. But when you have something that hurt you or something that cut you, you know that even though that hurt, you are going to grow and it's going to get better. You have the power within you to get repaired. Just like our body has the power to repair itself over time. Eventually, you be like, oh, wow, I remember this scar. Now you can talk about it. Now you can show it off. Now you can say, look what had happened. What had happened was. But no, I'll try to wrap it up. This video is getting long, and I'm, like I said, you can see me yawning throughout the video. I'm very tired. But overall, if you decide to leave a place, a thing, a job, a relationship, an old clunker of a car, whatever it is, even if it's something as simple as, making a choice about what to eat, what to read, what to do, because what we're putting in is definitely energy and fuel for where we're trying to go. And I know we all have different resource levels and different education levels and different walks of life, but I challenge you to no longer be bound. I challenge you right now to no longer be confined, in prison, caught up in stuff. Get yourself away for a minute. Get yourself away from the people that mean you no good. Don't be so addicted to those things that it I'm sorry, my little air conditioner thing just went off. But yes, I'm telling you, you got it. You can do this. If you have any questions, if you have any concerns or any topics that you have any questions about, feel free to contact me. And I'm excited to continue to learn how to do the YouTube thing. I'm not super fancy yet, but I'm gonna get there, guys, with the editing and stuff. This is a straightforward, straight on method right now, and I pray that it is reaching someone right where they are, and it would encourage them to get up from that negative place, get out of your way, speak into your thoughts, not letting someone else's negativity, actions, or thoughts control you or says who you are. All right, you guys, take care. Lovely Flower signing out. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and tell me what more content you would like, maybe. Also, what you think about this? Have you been there? Have you seen it? Do you believe that people come back into your life to be negative, or do you think things come back in your life to hold you bound, or is it a test for self? I don't know. I feel like it's all, but what do you guys think? All right, I look forward to the next ones. Talk to you later. Take care, and happy holidays. We're getting close.